Well, hello there and happy MLK Martin Luther King birthday celebration day to you. Hopefully, you're having yourself a great beginning of the week. You got a short week this week, so there's really no excuse. You got a short week, only 4 more days left, 2 more days to get to hump day, and some more days. We got a great treat for you tonight. We're going to be going over an actual deal that I did I don't know, was it a couple months ago? Recently, a wholesale deal that actually walked up to me at a Quick Trip gas station, and they actually was able to get a deal. $10,000 basically landed on my lap. Now, ain't that a blessing? Wouldn't you like to be blessed like that? Just put on you a hat like that to say, I buy houses. Just do you some marketing and put out you some bandit signs. Just do you some type of marketing, some type of creative marketing to attract. You want to attract that person you want to get the type of deal you want. So I'm going to break all that down for you. Plus, if you're going to come in, if you're watching, put your name in and where you're coming in from. I'll give you a shout out before we get started with the show. But it's about that time, y'all. Let's get it popping.
And we have and we have and we have Mr. I Stay Woke, and Mr. I Stay
Woke. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, Chris Monroe, and I'm right back at you with another real estate video. Tonight we got a good one for you. We're going to be going over some good stuff, some good in deep detail to let you see exactly how I was able to extract $10,000 out of a deal that walked up on me at a Quick Trip gas station. I know you can't believe that. That ain't true. That ain't possible. That can't happen to you, man. Yes, it can. That's how crazy this real estate game is. And to come to find out after the fact, which I'll go into detail later, I found out I could have even got more out of the deal. Ain't that bad? When you find out, don't that turn your stomach a little bit? Say, man, you made 10 grand, but you could have made about 17. But I don't want to be greedy. You want to leave a little something on the plate. So let's see who we got up in here. So like I said, we're streaming live on Instagram. What's up to my people over here on Instagram? I'm streaming live over here on the YouTube channel at Chris Monroe STL. Streaming on the new Periscope page at Chris Monroe Show. That's the new Periscope page. Streaming live in the Woke Real Estate Investors group on Facebook and on my personal Facebook page and the Chris Monroe Show Facebook page as well. So let's see who we got up in here in the house. What up? What up? Jump steady watching over here on YouTube. What up? What up? What up, Chris? I see you, Chris Birch. Let's see here. Mr. I Stay Woke. That's me. How you know it, Angela Long? Miss Long, how you doing? Getting that long money. I know that's how you got to do it with a name like that. I got to tell people, a name like that, you got to give me that long money, baby. That's what I'll be telling them. What up, though? I see you, Chris. What up, though? Y'all got 35 more days before y'all officially move back. Oh, you moving back to St. Louis? No, you ain't. You playing. You moving back to St. Louis for real, Chris? Oh, man. Come on in, man. We'll see you when you get here. Come holler at your boy when you get here. Let's see what else we got here. Denise in Los Angeles. I see you. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you as well. From the Lou. You're from the Lou and you're proud. All my STL representatives in here, I see. DC, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. The DMV in the building. New York. What's up? What's up? What's up? I see you. Leonard Spicer in the building. STL, one of my favorite real estate agents right here in the local area doing those deals. What's up, Sugar Booger over here on Periscope? One of my old time friends from way back when I was streaming live consistently on Periscope. Glad to have the Periscope family back in the house. Like I said, the new page is Chris Monroe Show. Had to make a new page because they was kind of hating on me a little bit. You know how that go. What's up, Christian from Houston, H-Town? All right. Working on a deal down there, as a matter of fact, right now. What's up, D. Howard? Let's see here. Angela says, by the way, they shouted out a faster. Oh, they shouted me out. Yes, several people told me that. They shouted me out at the faster house buyers meeting on Thursday because the crowd wasn't hype enough. And you think Byron, who's saying, "Where's Chris Monroe? He brings the energy." Yeah, I tried to make it, but it was all cold and rainy that night, and I was working on something, working on a deal. You know, I'm always working on a deal, so I didn't make it today. I'm gonna make it next month. Don't want to be missing those. And that's a good nugget for people that's watching as well. Go to the nearby RIAs and local meetup groups. There's so many things you can learn, so many great people you can meet that's actually doing the business. That's a great thing there. So that was that's a group that comes up every, what is it, the first Thursday of the month, I think they do out here in the St. Charles area, St. Peter's area. Let's see here. Daniel, what up? South Carolina in the house. Oh, you made it back home. Okay, or near home. All right, good to see you. Let's see here. Chris, I need some videos on lease options. What? What would you need on a lease option? It's just sign some paper. It's just paperwork. The paperwork makes that paperwork. What's up, Bobby Jam? Yeah, we woke. What's up? What's up from the Shy? Miss Davis, good to see you. And then over here on Instagram, what's up? Miss Jackson, what's up? The Bay Area in the building. Mr. Transaction Engineer over here watching as well. What's up, Andy on Instagram? Man, y'all got so many people. Can I get that many shout outs? Y'all give them so many shout outs. I ain't never get to the content. But like I said, I just want to give y'all a quick shout out and let y'all know what's going on. What's up, John? Good to see you too. So a couple of brief announcements as well. Coming up here in the next couple of weeks, we got some nice shows coming up for you. Next week, let's see, is that next week? Yeah, January 27th, I'm going to be on with Q Quentin Flores out of San Antonio, Texas. Yep, we're going to be on with Q down there. He's going to be talking about how to build a team you can trust, how to find out how you can create a winning company culture in your business. He does about 20 plus real estate deals down in the Texas area, down there where you're at, Chris. And he's going to be giving us some insight on how he does his business and how he can help us out and learn some better stuff. Because, you know, you got to be connected with some heavy hitters so you can uplift your game in the game as well. So that's coming up next Monday, the 27th, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. We'll be on with Q Quentin Flores. Then we got the following week, February 3rd, we'll be on with Real Estate Old School, Rick Jarman. We'll be on with him on Monday, the 3rd of February. Going to be talking about how you can be in the game for a long time, because I think he's been in the game since about, I don't know, the 80s or something. Probably before I was born, but he's been in the game for quite a while. So these are the type of people I want to bring into the spectrum, into the woke real estate investors group to drop some knowledge, drop some jewels, and help us out, you know, become better in this game. So those are some of the ones that's coming up. But like I said, for tonight, we're going to be talking about how I made $10,000 on a deal that walked up to me at a quick trip. So if this video gives you any type of value, any type of good stuff, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, give it a share. You can share over here on Instagram as well. Share it out if you care. That would be great. That's all I ask. I like and a share. That's the price of admission. What more could I ask for? So let's see here. All right. All right. What's up, Chris Bruce from South Beach, Florida? What's up, Chris? You're Bruce from South. I'm going to say Chris Bruce. I know Chris Bruce, but you're saying it's no comma. I got you there. What's up, Bruce? I see you down in Florida. So to get into this deal here, so basically, I was just, actually, I just finished driving for dollars. I was up in the North St. Louis County area, up in the Florissant area, driving for dollars. And I only drove for maybe 30 minutes or so. So I wasn't really doing it for too long. I actually took some time and, I stopped at a gas station at a Quick Trip right there on, what's that, McDonald Road and 270 for the people who are local who may know. Little Quick Trip gas station. So I pull over and say, yeah, I'm going to stop right here and get me something to drink, get some gas, get refreshed. And I was actually doing a story. As a matter of fact, I had just finished doing a story for my IG. For those who are not following me on IG at Chris Monroe STL, you're missing out because I do my live seller calls on there as well. So I actually went on there and stopped and basically just said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and stop at this gas station. Quick Trip, they got everything: bathroom, chips, food, soda, all this good stuff. So on my vehicle, one of my vehicles, I have some magnets on the side that say, sell your house for full price. Yeah, YouTube is Chris Monroe STL. It's pinned right here. If you want to watch it on YouTube, it's at Chris Monroe STL. So I put on the, on the magnets on the side of my vehicle that says, sell your house for full price with a phone number. Now, a lot of people may say, well, full price, how are you going to do that? Full price. I mean, you may see signs out, bandit signs that say that as well, to say, sell your house for full price. We take over payments. We buy houses. That's the most common one you may see around. But I have a magnet that just says sell your house for full price and a phone number. So as I'm sitting at the gas station at the pump, didn't even get out of the vehicle yet, just finished, doing a little stream, or not a stream, a story on my IG, saying something. I don't remember, talking about something. Who knows? I'm always doing something on the internet. So I'm on there giving some value, dropping some content on my IG people that's watching over here. And somebody walked up to the vehicle, and I'm like, what the heck is this dude doing standing outside my vehicle? What's wrong with him? So I'm ending up my stream. I'm almost going to grab my thing from like, oh, no, I ain't one of them type of parties. So I step out like, hey, what's going on? He's like, hey, yeah, you buy houses? Yes, I do. You have a house you wish to sell? He said, yeah, we got one. Yeah, we tried to sell it and all of this. And he telling me about the house. We tried to sell it. We had it on the MLS and it failed. The multiple listing service, it failed. Go surprise, go figure. So this should have been on my list anyway, because we actually extract the failed listings in the area. So for some reason, we didn't come across these people, but they came across me at the Quick Trip gas station. So the guy ended up saying that, I'm going to, we want to sell this house, and we tried to sell it before. We had it online. I think he said for like 120. And, we would take less for it. And I tried to tell the real estate agent that, but they wasn't really listening. So the real estate agent was like, we want to put it up for this price because they're working on this, 3 to 6% commission, depending on, what they do in the deal. Usually at least 3% or 2.7% if you're just an agent. So the person ended up saying, yeah, we tried to list the house. We couldn't sell the house, and we still want to sell it. Do you buy houses? Yeah, we buy houses for cash in any condition, regardless of how much you owe. So I took out my little notepad and a pen, started jotting down the information he was telling me. He said, well, the house is just around the corner. You want to take a look at it? You think I don't? Jump back in. I'm going to follow you there. He gave me the address and stuff already. So I had the address and the information, the basic information, followed him over to the house, which is about maybe a mile or maybe a couple miles away. It was in Florissant as well. And so I actually went over there, looked at the house. Matter of fact, let me share my screen. And like I said, for y'all over here on Instagram, jump over there if you want to see the pictures. I'm going to share my screen so I can let you see what the house looked like. Let's see if I can do this without breaking the internet. Bloop. There we go. So here's the house. So I did the numbers on the deal. And, I was noticing that, houses in the area are selling for, different price ranges. So this is part of the house here. And let's see here. So some of the comps had it ranging from 132, as you see here, up to about 145. So a range of 130 to 145 is what they're selling for in the area. But as you see, there's some other houses here that are 3-bedroom, 2 baths that sold for even more. But, they might have been 2 stories, so we really can't use those as comps. If you can see that. Matter of fact, let me see if I can make this bigger. 1 second. Make this bigger. Bigger. Oh, going the wrong way. Bigger. There we go. Can you see that now? Is it big enough now? Or do I need to make it bigger? There we go. So these are some of the comps that I found in the area. I use the website icomps.com. icomps.com. Come on over and watch the stream, y'all. I'm ending it on Instagram. Thank you. Ending it on Instagram there. Bloop. So for the people who are watching over here, so these are some of the comps that I saw in the area selling for, as you see, from 190, 209, 226. And some of these houses were different, like 2-story. This house was a ranch. So it's very important when you're running comparables or comps on a property that you get, a house that's the same. Let me see here. Am I zoomed in enough? Can y'all see that? Hope you can see it clear. Yeah, I guess so. So these were some of the comps here, and these were some of the comps here as well. So as you see, the numbers are juicy. So I'm talking to the seller, and he's telling me, yeah, we tried to sell the house. We couldn't really sell it. The real estate agent was doing this and doing that. And I'm like, well, let's see here. So I'm thinking, well, if the real estate agent tried to sell it and it didn't sell on the MLS, why didn't the property sell? Usually it's priced too high. So like I said, he had it listed for like 120. The property did need a little bit of cosmetic work, not anything major, just a little bit of cosmetic, maybe 10,000 or less. I would say 10K or less in repairs. And I'm going to actually show you a couple of the pictures of the property as well. So let's see here. That was the garage. That's actually the guy that was in the house. So this property had a problem. This guy right here, which I didn't mean to get into the photo, but he was the son of the owner. He was the son of the lady who owned the house. She owned it for several years, probably over 10 years, if I remember correctly. This guy been living in the house for about 2 years, rent free, living off his mama's land. How can you do that? Living off your mama land, living for free, not paying rent, just living in the house, no lease, no nothing. So we got a tenant that's just living there that's a member of the family. So, it's a special case scenario. So maybe, maybe that was part of the reason why I didn't sell on the MLS. Maybe that was part of the reason why I didn't sell, period. We got a person in there that's supposedly going to move out, but they didn't want to deal with them. But we make our money by solving problems, right? Problems run toward it, don't run away from it. So I'm gonna get you a couple of more pictures here. Let's see here. Can I scroll this from here? I don't even know. I got it so close. So more pictures. So this was the basement, how it looked, nice and, nice little basement, kind of partially finished basement. It was in pretty good condition. It was, move-in ready. Now, if I came across this house today, I would like to get it on terms. This house could have easily been taken on terms because it's habitable, meaning somebody could have moved right into this house, move this guy out who ain't paying rent, clean it up, freshen it up, and put somebody in there on a rent-to-own program or something creative where they can actually become a homeowner without having to go qualify for a loan right now. So couple more pictures. This was this might have needed replacing because you see it's a little bit of rust down at the bottom here. Matter of fact, let me put this on the full screen. So if it made it a little bigger. So that's some pictures of, I wouldn't say the house was perfect, but it didn't need much. It was livable. You can move in this thing. This was some of the unfinished part of the basement. You see a little bit of moisture. This was the worst room in the house. One room had all this junk in it and, some moisture coming in, but I'm not really sure exactly what that came from. It's a basement. You're going to get a little moisture. How you love that? So it had a little bar down there. As you can see here, all this need to be cleaned up. The house really just needed a good freshen up, cleaning up, and maybe about 10,000 or so in repairs. Like I said, had a nice little back deck with a swing on the back there. Not a deck, but a little patio barbecue area with the fenced-in yard. This was the basement, the open basement, which you can put some more sleeping space down there if you want it. Or, they actually had sleeping space down there. As you see, they did not waste much space in this place. They had a nice little chest of drawers and a raggedy bed. Like I said, that's problems. This is underneath the sink in the kitchen. We always want to check that out. So this house was renovated recently. That's the other thing. So this house was renovated maybe 4 or 5 years prior. So it didn't need much. It just needed, stuff to try to make the house right. That's the kitchen. Maybe a good paint job. I don't know if you like this green or sea foam color or whatever this color is here, so this is basically how the house looked. And so the guy that I met, that was the person that was helping the owner sell it, was just a friend of the family. This was a friend of the family, so he didn't own the property. I never ever met the owner. I actually never even met the buyer of it either, but we'll get into the buyer set in a minute. Had a nice little dining area. That's the kitchen. We just saw the dining area here. And these pictures aren't that great either. I had to snap these pictures kind of quick. Here's a good picture. Give you a view of the dining room into there. This house had 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths. I didn't want to take too many pictures of their junk all over the place, but I did. Like I say, they had this raggedy furniture in here, drawers missing and things like that. But overall, the house had good bones. This was the bathroom that came off of the master bedroom. It's not, the most updated, but like I said, you can live in it. You can spend the money to update it to make it 2020 HGTV standards if you like. That's your choice. But you didn't have to. You can move right into this house. So it looks something like that. Let's see, any more good pictures? I usually have a video on these as well, but I didn't get to do a video on this property. Typically, I would take all these pictures of the house, and then I would go in and do an actual video as well. There was Mom's rove around or drive around cart there. Had a nice big open 2-car garage, as you can see here, beautiful. So like I said, the house was a good ranch style house, good condition, just needed a good cleaning up, a good freshening up. This was the living room, and they were just living in there lounging, not paying no rent. And also to add insult to injury, this furniture that's in this property, this was furniture of a person that the son had met, and he moved in a girl or a lady to move in as well to be a roommate on a house he not even paying on. So he was trying to get out of the situation by moving in a roommate and start trying to pay a rent or do something. But evidently that didn't work out because this lady was only here for like maybe a couple of weeks. And she was there too. So she didn't cause too much problem though. The problem was the son, and neither one of them were on a lease. This is the picture of the backyard. Nice, like I said, little area for barbecuing. And it had a fenced in area. I think I have a picture of that. Yep. Fenced in area, big tree in the back for shade. So that helped out as well. Let me see here. Some open pictures in here. There's one of the bedrooms. So like I said, this house wasn't in bad shape overall. It was a really good house in my opinion. So, it was just more about solving the problems of the seller, getting this, tenant out of the house, which I really didn't even have to do either. So in regards to the numbers of the deal, let me bring me back on the screen here. Here I am. So the numbers of the deal, as you see, I did some comps on the property. I saw what they were selling for. I actually was able to ask them, what do you think you want to get for the house? So I'm thinking this person's going to tell me, something like, oh, something ridiculous. So he goes into the story of telling me, yeah, well, we had it listed for 120. We wanted to really sell it for about 113. And I'm thinking 113, that's too high. And it's before I saw the comps or anything. And he's like, really, we'll take about, 90,000 for it. I'm like, 90? And we might even take a little less if we have to. And I'm like, man, even less. So all this time I just asked, what do you want for the house? He bid himself down several times without saying anything. So that's a good nugget for you too. Ask a question and zip. So I said, so what do you really want to get for your house? And I allowed him to elaborate and tell me the story of, oh, well, we listed it for this and we couldn't sell it and this and that. And I tried to tell the agent we want to get a lower price and they wouldn't put it any lower really. And I don't know. And it's really not his house. So he can only do so much. But he was actually the guy who renovated this house. So he was actually the guy who renovated this house to make it, all perfect. So that's why I was thinking like, man, if this house looked this good, what do we do? So the house was all ready to go, renovated a few years ago when the son moved in. So we got it all the way down. He said, yeah, we'll take, 80. I think the lowest number he said was like 87 or something like that. So I said, okay, so that's fine. This is all in the house after I finished taking pictures and looking at it and all that and dealing with them and all that. And this is not the seller, by the way. Like I said, this is a person that's selling the property for the seller or a friend of the family, I guess we can call him. So he ended up telling me, yeah, we'll sell it for less. So I ran my numbers, came back. You just saw the comps I ran into. See, man, these houses are selling for some good money over here. I'm thinking, man, I might can get a lot for it. So I came back and said, well, I mean, would you consider doing 80,000 on it if we paid the closing costs on this property? Question. Remember, whenever you ask a question, pause. He said, yeah, let me check and see. Let me check with the owner and see what she says. About an hour went by. He called me right back and said, yeah, let's do it. I said, yeah, we can do all of this whole deal. We don't need her to come in. If she has an email, I can send her the documents over via DocuSign or any one of your electronic signature services, which I'm a big advocate of, virtual, because real estate breeze through paperwork. All these people be saying, oh, you got to go do all this and that, get that paperwork done. So I ended up drafting the document, the purchase and sales agreement. They accepted the offer at $80,000. And I'm thinking, oh man, I got a good deal. So you see, I sent it out for $96,000. $96,000 is what I sent it out for. I sent it out on an email blast. I have a buyer's list here local for people who are looking for properties. If you're looking for properties, hit me up. I got one I just signed today as well. So I ended up sending it out on the email, put it out on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups. Where else did we put it at? My House Deals, that's a good site to put people up. Connected Investors, Bigger Pockets. What else? So email list, text message list, Bigger Pockets, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups, Craigslist, Offer Up, Let Go, and what other site did I put it on? There's another local site too for wholesalers that are looking for deal, or people that are looking for wholesale deals, cash buyers. So I marketed this deal all over and people are coming in. A bunch of my regular buyers came in, some of the regular people that I see every day, yeah, I want the property. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. And they're all offering me lower numbers. Like, oh yeah, I'll give you 84,000 for it. 84. And I'm like, I got under contract for 80. And I see what these comps doing. I know there's more meat on the bone. Y'all playing game now. So, all the regulars looked at it. They all thinking that, we're going to do something with this. We're going to do something with this. So I'm thinking, I don't know. So I went on and said, well, keep marketing it. So I ended up showing it to several people that I've already known. Like I said, that have already did deals or did business with me in the past. Their numbers were coming in too low. Oh, I'll give you 84. I'll give you 85. I'll give you 86. Remember, I got it under contract for 80. So whatever I sell the contract for over 80 is pure profit. And remember, I'm asking 96. 96,000 is what I was asking for the property, for the contract. I'm not selling the property, the contract. Because if you're selling property, you got to either be a person that's a principal on the contract, meaning I'm buying it, or you have to either have either equitable interest to sell the contract. So I actually found a buyer after about, I want to say about 8 or 9 days. It really didn't take too long. I mean, it seemed like it took a while, but when I look back at it, 8 or 9 days is really not that long in real life time to net that kind of money, even though it took about 3 weeks altogether to get the whole deal done. So I actually went in and saw that, I actually marketed. And so one of the people that were found it on Facebook messaged me and said, you know what? Yeah, I want to come see it. So I said, all right, let's go see it tomorrow, 2:00. So I made an appointment, went over there and met them. Because remember, this is a tenant occupied property. Whenever you got tenants involved, even if they're a squatter or not or whatever, you got to coordinate because these people living in there, you don't want to just be bombarding in. So I coordinated for a showing to go show this property to this person that wanted to buy it. He looked at it. He liked it. He was like, yeah, 96. I mean, can you do any better on it? Can you do, I think he offered, what did he offer? I think he offered like 90. No, I think he offered about 89 or high 80s, 88, 89, somewhere in there. And I was like, well, I don't know. I think it's a lot of meat on the bone still, because they were trying to basically buy it themselves, but then come to find out they really weren't buying it themselves. They were trying to wholesale the wholesaler. And I said, well, I don't mind as long as the numbers work and everybody, if the cash is brought to the table, I don't mind working with somebody else. Just be honest. And that's a nugget for you too, man. If y'all working with somebody, just tell them, man, I might have a buyer, man. Don't be playing games. Don't be out here acting like, oh, man, I'm a cash buyer, man. I got big money. Where my money pile at? I ain't even got a stack of money to flash. Act like, oh, I'm a cash buyer. But that's what they basically was like, yeah, I want to buy it. But come to find out, they were trying to get a deal where they can get somebody else to buy it and make a little bit of money in the middle of it. So lo and behold, they ended up doing it for $90,000. They wanted to do $90,000. So like I said, I had the property under contract for $80,000. I created an assignment agreement to the end buyer saying I'm assigning my contract, my purchase and sales agreement that I already had signed digitally with a seller that I never met, from a guy who walked on me at the Quick Trip gas station that said they wanted to sell a house. They ended up saying, yeah, we'll take it for $90,000. They put, I don't know how much they put in escrow. I want to say they put about, $1,000 or something. They put something in escrow. I don't remember what it was. They put something in as a non-refundable deposit. You got to get a non-refundable from a person that's saying they're going to buy cash after they view the property. I always like to let them go view the property, or their representative view the property, or whoever going to see the property. Then go ahead and do the deal that way and actually get a non-refundable. Because if you don't get some money from them, they just talking. They're just talking. Yeah, man, I'm a big cash buyer. I'll give you your whole asking price, 90 grand. Yeah, man, I'll do it, man. Yeah, you don't understand, man. I'll do it, man. Yeah, I got you. I'll give you the 90. I'll give you this. But they ended up putting that money down and making it serious to let me know that they were really serious about doing this deal. So they ended up putting 90,000. And after that, we put it in escrow. I sent it to the title company, which is one of the local title companies here, which was my, I want to say 8th or 9th different title company. I've used 9 different ones in the St. Louis area. How you figure that? Because most of them don't work out good. People be talking bad about real estate agents, talking bad about wholesalers. I'm talking bad about some title companies. I need some good title companies, man. Can some of y'all just do good and don't cause me no problem and don't be messing up stuff and doing the wrong paperwork and doing all that? Can y'all do that for me? Give me a thumbs up if you agree with me. So basically, I ended up assigning this deal over $90,000. We closed it up in about, I want to say, less than 10 days after assigning it. So the whole deal took less than 3 weeks, made a $10,000 assignment fee on a deal that walked up to me at a Quick Trip gas station. If anybody have questions, put it in the comments and I'll definitely try to get it answered before we end it. As a matter of fact, if you're watching in the Woke Real Estate Investors group, I'll put a link in the description. You can actually join into the stream if you want to come in live and ask a question. We're getting high tech now. If you're watching in the Woke Real Estate Investors group, I put that in there for you guys. So let's see what we got over here. Let's see, we got Sugar Booger giving shout outs. What up, what up, what up? Let's see. And then we got let's see, my uncle I was telling you about. What's up? What's up? What's up, Dana? How you doing? Good to see you too. That's my favorite niece. All right, let's see here. You never know where your next lead will come from. That's right. You never know. You gotta be marketing, because if they don't know you, they can't flow you. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, tell everybody you know, we're looking to buy some property, or I'm working with a group of investors that's trying to find some property to buy. You know, you don't have to be like, oh, I'm the buyer. I mean, you will buy it, because a lot of people say, you know, you're not a cash buyer. If you found a property for $300, you're a cash buyer, aren't you? If you found a property for $5, aren't you a cash buyer? If you get it low enough, you're a cash buyer. Anybody can be a cash buyer. So when people be talking that talk about, oh, you ain't really the buyer, you can be if the deal low enough. I bet you come up with that money. If you can come up on this 96 or this $100,000 plus ARV house, if you can get it for $1,000, I bet you come up with $1,000 to get this house up in Florissant, wouldn't you? That's right. So I see you. What's up, Jen? Let's see here. Shaking my head. Let's see here. So if it's your mama house, you can live there for free. Exactly. So that's basically what he did. It was his mama's house. He moved in and didn't pay no rent and just lived for about, I want to say about 2 years. That's crazy. I mean, I heard of people doing that, but she was tired of it. She's paying a mortgage too, by the way. Oh, I didn't mention that. So yeah, there was a mortgage on this property. So that's what I was saying earlier about I could have got this deal even cheaper, because come to find out, they only owed about $72,000 on the mortgage. And remember, I got it under contract for $80,000, and we're going to pay the closing costs on the property. So meaning that $8,000 or so difference, they got to put in Hip Pocket National Bank and take it home at the closing. I could have went lower on my offer, but you know, I'm glad to get them some money to help out with their bills, help out their life. We don't have to beat people up all the way down to the penny. If it's a deal, it's a deal. You know what I mean? You don't want to squeeze all the juice out of that lemon. So that's exactly what happened with that deal. So if I'd have had this software that I've been using to tell me exactly what people owe on it, like this one here, wokesource.com, the software to tell you how much they own on a property, if it's vacant, what they bought it for, who's the owner, so much information, just unlimited, almost unlimited data nationwide. Wokesource.com. Check that out for a free 7-day trial. That's AKA PropStream. So I actually pulled that information up and saw, man, after the fact, because I didn't have it yet. If I'd have had this software already, I would have already known that, oh, they only owe about 70-some thousand. Oh, I can go even lower. Because, you know, when you're buying a house for cash, you don't really want to offer them less than what they owe on a property, which this has happened before. On a different deal that didn't go through. We had a deal under contract for $95,000 and they owed $125,000 on the property. They owed $125,000. This was a different deal. They owed $125,000, but they were willing to bring $25,000 of closing to sell their house. That just pains my heart that you would pay to sell your house. But there's people out here willing to do that, and you would be amazed. That's why you got to ask good questions and zip it. And let people tell you what they're willing to do, because you don't know what somebody's thinking. Never assume nothing. Just ask good questions. So let's see what we got here. Let's see here. Exactly. Just be upfront and let's work. You're right. What's up, Mr. Smart Bucks? Hey, Chris, Nina International. I see you. I see you. What's up? What's up? Let's see here. Okay. So Leonard has a question here. Do you typically ask for a POF from your cash buyer after they put down a non-refundable deposit? No, I have never asked for a POF or proof of funds. I don't need proof of funds. If you drop me $5,000, say you're going to close on a deal, chances are you're going to close on a deal. If you drop enough money, you know, because that's non-refundable for whatever reason. If you don't qualify for a loan you're trying to do, if you don't, your hard money lender flake out on you, whatever reason, once you drop that money, it's non-refundable and you will never see that money again. So if you get a good enough non-refundable, that's my philosophy. Some people teach to get the proof of funds, but I never ask for one. I don't need one because a cash buyer gonna drop that money. If you drop a few grand, 3, 4, 5 grand down, chances are you're gonna act right because you don't want to lose your money. Chances are you're gonna do the right thing. Good question there, Leonard. So I do not ask for it. Let's see what else we got here. Peace, power, and protection. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Let's see here. Curious to know, what's your buyer and investor or end buyer? What's your buyer and investor or an end buyer? Oh, no, he was an investor. They have a lot of property. So actually, this has several people in this deal. So we got the seller, which I never met. This older lady, lived probably a few hours, like 2 or 3 hours outside of St. Louis. So I never met her. The person that met me at the Quick Trip, which was a friend of the family that did the contracting work that's helping them out sell this property. When he saw my sign that said, sell your house for full price. You got the tenant or the squatter, I guess you can call him, son that's living in the house for free, not paying rent, just living in there like he's okay. The lady that he invited to live there too, that just moved in about 2 weeks prior to me going over there, living in that house as well. You got a guy that I met that wanted to buy the deal that ended up really not buying the deal, that really referred me to another cash buyer that was actually going to move and buy the deal. And actually, they did it. So, actually, that's not even the person who bought it. That person ended up not getting it. Another person came and ended up getting the deal that was outside of it. So we got about 7 people in the middle of this deal, all virtual. Never met none of them. The only one I met was the tenants that were living in the house and the person who met me at the Quick Trip, and I saw the house. Never met the end buyer. Never met the original seller. All of it was virtual through the paperwork. So yeah, they were an investor. They were going to fix this up and probably hold it as a rental. And so and that's another thing too. When you dealing with an end buyer that's going to hold it as a long-term hold, typically they pay a little more than a person that's trying to fix and flip because they got all this high risk. Fix and flip, got to take a high risk. And if you haven't seen my video that goes over that, who are you on the phone talking to? That's one of the videos on my playlist at the at wokerealestate.com, right on the homepage there. We got a whole playlist with over 100 free training videos right there. So that video goes over who are you on the phone with. And so this was a end buyer investor. Good question, Chris. Hi, Chris. I'm working with Copper Title on my deal for the first time. I see you there on the video. Are they good? So yeah, Copper Title, I work with Leslie over there. They close up most of my creative deals. So if I'm buying a house subject to wraparound mortgage, seller financing, those type of creative deals, I close through Copper Title. I use a different title company when I'm usually doing a wholesale deal because they move a little faster. So it just depends on the deal I'm doing. I work with several different companies. Like I said, I've been through about 9 different companies and only 1 or 2 are pretty reasonable. And I only work really with those 1 or 2, unless the end buyer that's paying cash is requesting they go through their title company. Sometimes we do that. But typically, yeah, Copper Title's pretty good as far as creative deals. So yeah, work with Leslie over there. She'll hook you up. Tell her Chris sent you. Let's see what else we got over here. You could have to, let's see here. You could have took it over seller financing. Yeah, they didn't want to do that. Remember, I never talked to the seller. So if I ever got my hands on the seller, I probably could have negotiated something like that. But still, we had to get this guy out of the house, which I didn't go over either. How did we get the guy out of the house? Why didn't I go over that? Duh. Actually, the guy that walked up on me at the Quick Trip, him, and I guess a buddy of his, went over there and set all this stuff out on the curb. Can you believe that? I didn't see it. It wasn't me. They went over there the day before because the day before closing, I went over to the house to see what's going on. Did the guy move out? Because I didn't want any surprises. Like, oh man, we're going to have some problems with getting a tenant out, or, because that was part of the deal. We need them out of there. So I went over there, looked at the house, and it was actually a rainy day, as a matter of fact, kind of rainy the day before. And they set all of his stuff outside. They wanted him out of that house one way or another because they wanted their money. Because remember, I told you they're going to make about an $8,000 spread on the back end, or on their seller side. I'm going to make a $10,000 assignment fee. So I actually made more money on the deal than the freaking seller. How about that? Shh, don't tell nobody. That's creative real estate on the deal. So then, yeah, so he did that. They sat his stuff outside, and everything went smooth. We closed the next day through Freedom Title. We closed that deal through Freedom Title. And that was my second time using them. They're pretty good. And I've never met their person either that I've been working with. We've always worked through email, through phone, and through things like that. I just email them the documents over. They put it in escrow. They do all the work. I go pick up a check. Which I stopped doing that too recently. I started getting wires because I used to like go pick up the check because I like that feeling. And when you like to go pick up a $10,000 check with your name on it, wouldn't that make you feel good? But I've been getting wires lately. But good question, Chris. Let's see here. I would be buying food and paying some bills if I wasn't charged living with my mom. I'm just saying. Exactly. Living for free, you're going to be chilling. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Peace to you, Chris. Thanks for always adding value. No problem. If this video adds you any type of value, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, give it a share. That would be greatly appreciated. That's all I ask. Am I asking for too much? And if you're watching on the YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel and bang that bell. That would be good because we always got some stuff coming up here. Let's see. Nina Garner out in California says, what is the usual price for the non-refundable deposit? Good question, Nina. Now, for that, I typically don't say a price. I usually ask. So this is how it would play out. So say I show a house to a potential cash buyer. They look at the house. We negotiate the price. Oh, yeah, you want 96. Well, do you do 90? Yeah, we can do 90. You pay the closing costs, all the yiddle yaddle. We've agreed on a price now, right? 90,000. You pay all the closing costs for the seller side and the buyer side. Two sides of closing costs in each transaction. The buyer side of the transaction and the seller side of the transaction. So we agreed to all of that. Great. So how soon can you close? That's the next question I'm going to ask. We can close in 10 days. We can close in 5 days. We can close as soon as the title's clear. That's what I really want to hear from a cash buyer. As soon as title work's done, we ready to close. Them the kind of people I want to deal with. Those are real buyers. When they start talking like that, they real. When they start talking about, oh, well, can you give me 30 days? And wholesaler alert, somebody trying to flip a deal. They ain't really the buyer most of the time. Sometimes they can be, but most of the time when they start talking about 30 days and all that stuff like that, flag on the play. You're talking like a wholesaler, baby. I teach this stuff. You can't wholesale a wholesaler. So so typically we would agree to the price. I would ask them, how soon can you close? We can close in 10 days. Great. And then how much can you put towards the non-refundable deposit? Question. See, remember, just like you just asked me that question, everything I do is about me asking the question because he who asks the questions is in control of the conversation. So you got to definitely be a good question asker. I cannot preach that enough. Stop going in saying numbers. Oh, I'll take $1,000 non-refundable. I got buyers who put $5,000 non-refundable on deals, $3,000, $2,000, something. The most I've ever got was $5,000, and anywhere between 2 and 5 usually is okay, depending on the size of the deal. You want to get something that's a percentage. My paperwork states 20% down. I don't ever really get that or ask for that, or even they never say that. But if they say something reasonable, like they say, I'll put $5,000 down. 5,000, that's non-refundable. If they don't perform for any reason other than bad title or something crazy, like not their fault, like if they don't perform, that end cash buyer, that 5,000 goes in hip pocket National Bank and we get to go sell it to somebody else. That's how the business works, just how it goes. So that's why you always want to get somebody in the house to physically look at it, make sure they want the property, make sure they like the property. It looks good to me. I like it. You like it? Great. Let's negotiate the price. How soon can you close? Third question is, how much can you put toward this non-refundable EMD or earnest money deposit? Great question, Nina. Great question. So I always ask them, if they say something reasonable, we can make a deal. If you start talking that stupid talk, flag on the play. Flag on the play. I don't believe you. I think you're messing around. So that's what I would normally do on something like that. Good question. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Nina said that. What city you in? What city am I in? Anybody know? STL, St. Louis, in the STL. I'm in STL, St. Louis. What's the latest seller finance deal you did? How it went? What's the latest seller finance deal you did? How it went? Just closed the deal last Thursday. That was my actual first wraparound mortgage. I did a wrap. They have a loan in place. I did a wrap note, or I have the attorneys and title company create a wrap note to protect the seller that was identical to the deal identical to the underlying debt that was on the property, so that in the event I don't perform or I don't do right, that seller can always come foreclose on me if I don't make those mortgage payments like I promised. So yeah, the latest deal I did was a wraparound mortgage, and I'm actually showing that house to some tenant buyers tomorrow. Actually, I'm not showing; they're going to see it. I don't really show houses. I got it on a lockbox, and I'll send him the code in the morning when he's going to go see it. Good question there. Let's see here. Hey, no lie, every referral I did be 10K or more on the feed, like law of the REI universe. You say 10K minimum, Chris. See, Chris, you're making too much money, man. Your name must be Chris. You must be getting too much money, man. I got to get more money like you. Wait till you hit the ground here in St. Louis. All right, let's see here. That's what I'm interested in, buying and holding for rent. That's a good thing to be interested in, but I would suggest if you are going to be holding rentals, you better have some very good property management, some very good maintenance people, because rentals can be a problem. I don't do traditional rentals. I do lease options because I'm not responsible for any maintenance, repairs, or any of that type of stuff. I don't want any calls about a leaky faucet at 2 a.m. or anything like that. I'd rather for them to go ahead and be referred right on over to a nice plumber to help them out. I'll refer them to somebody, but I don't do maintenance, repairs, or property management. So if you do want to do that, look into some of the videos that I put out. Like I said, we talk about it all the time. What's up? What's up, Laura? I see ya. What title? For this particular deal, the deal that we're talking about for the case study was Freedom Title. Freedom Title. For wholesale, do you prefer Freedom Title? They were pretty good. They were quick. Talked to Stephanie over there, the one at the St. Charles office. She was pretty good. Like I said, I never met her. I only talked to her on the phone several times and emailed, and really good person. They do all the stuff. I just send the documents over. They don't cause me no problem. They never messed up my fee. They never disclosed documents, something wrong to the seller side to say, hey, he made some money on this deal. What's this? None of that type of stuff. I've always had a smooth transaction with Freedom Title as far as wholesaling. Good question there, Laura. Double L in the building. All right, what's the latest? Okay, we went over that. Let's see here. Do you mostly wholesale, right, Chris? No, I do whatever the deal presents. I would prefer to stay in a deal. Wholesaling, I get in the contract and I sell the contract and I don't get any residual income. That's a one check, one hit a quitter. Like that deal there, $10,000. I'll never make another dime on that house. I'd rather get a $10,000 non-refundable from a tenant buyer, keep a passive cash flow for months and possibly years into the end of time for all I care, while they take care of the house and live in the house and enjoy the house. I would rather do a deal creative where I can stay in the deal and actually make money on it forever. I would prefer those. But really, to answer your question, I do whatever the deal brings me. If somebody's willing to take terms, I'll buy their house on terms. If you take this low discounted offer, I'll give you a cash offer and we'll buy for a deep discount. No problem. Water off a duck's back. Let's see what we got here. STL means Seattle, I'm guessing. No, St. Louis. Peace. What's up, Sean? Good to see you. STL of St. Louis. Letting them know. All right. Is there such thing as you give somebody money and you close the deal and get a cut? Is there a such thing as, say, I give you some money and you close the deal and I get a cut? Sure. There's ways to do all type of stuff. See, I live in the world of creative real estate. Creative. I want it to be so creative to where most wholesalers can't touch it. A real estate agent may not be able to touch it. Most investors can't touch it because they don't know how. That's why I tell y'all all the time, learn this stuff. It is so many things you can do out here when you learn the creative deals. Even though this just was a typical standard wholesale deal, the deal we're talking about, but the creative world, the universe just opens up. You're like, wow, I wish I knew about this 5 years ago. That's the only thing you'll say. Why didn't I know about this sooner? Why didn't I explore this sooner? And I only took about 2 weeks to learn most of this stuff, 2 to 3 weeks to learn this creative stuff. So really, taking your time to not go in and learn it, I don't know what to tell you. You're missing out. I mean, when you find out you can buy houses for no money down, pay some closing costs, if any. Sometimes you can even take the end buyer's money to take the house down and all type of stuff. I've done it before, taking the end buyer's money to close the deal. And matter of fact, the last deal I just did on the south side, he gave me $4,000 down, and I had to pay about $3,000 to get the house. So I ended up pocketing only $1,000 on the front end, but I get the cash flow until the end of time. I mean, it's a free house. Who wouldn't like having a free house that pays you for the next 10 years? I mean, say I. You know, who wouldn't? So let's see here. Good to see you, Nina. It says, thank you. You're welcome. St. Louis. Yep. St. Louis. Everybody tell them St. Louis. St. Louis. All right. I'm a plumber. There you go. Joe the plumber might help him out. So like I said, if you're watching in the Woke Real Estate Investors group, there is a link in there. If you want to come in and ask some questions before I get up out of here and do some more woke stuff, you can come in live. There's a link in the Woke Real Estate Investors group. It says join into the stream here if you want. If not, we'll just keep doing this way. All right. The seller you was talking to with the 2 properties for $75K to stay in Houston, what you offered for terms. So yeah, for that particular deal, we actually locked up one of those this morning. One of them. I sent him an offer on terms, but he ended up not wanting to do that because we were going to I offered him $5,000 down per house. And I want to say it was like whatever, I think it was like $400 or $500 a month, something like that. I don't remember exact numbers, but basically I offered him a seller finance deal because he has no mortgage. We would have had to create a note out of thin air, just create it. That's why I love creative real estate. We'd have created a note to the seller and bought his house, but he didn't want to do that. We ended up getting one of his houses under contract this morning as a cash deal. And so we ended up doing that. And so once we go through that, he might end up coming back and say, you know what, I do want to sell that other house, because I built a good rapport with him. I'm going to actually help him out and, see how I can solve his problem. He's got tenants in there, on a month-to-month lease, or really no lease. Really, their lease expired. So, we're going to solve his problem. You got it right, Dwayne. Low. If you take this low offer, I'll buy your house for cash. I can come up with the cash. Low. So, yeah, 2 to 3 weeks. That's how long that deal took exactly. Let's see. Chris has any of the weekends he drives for dollars props pan out yet? Oh, from the weekend drive for dollars? No, not yet. It takes about a week to get in contact with those people when I send them mail. Most of them I sent mail to, which I normally don't do that. I usually try to skip trace them and call them because it's usually faster. I can get an answer right now. And then if I don't get an answer, that's when I will go in and do it. So when I do driving for dollars, I use a deal machine app. It's an app called the Deal Machine app where you can actually put a property into your phone. You basically take a picture of it. It goes right into an app. You can see all the stuff like who bought it, who owns it, all of that stuff. Usually how much they pay for it, how much their mortgage is, typical bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage. And then you can send them a postcard like this in the mail. It has a picture of the house on there, if you can see that. This is a return one here because this one got returned to sender because the house was vacant. Or the house... Yeah, it sent mail to a vacant house, which I don't want to do that. When it's a vacant house, you want to send mail to other property addresses that are on the thing. And there's ways to do that, all within the Deal Machine app. And you can get a free trial to the Deal Machine app by putting in a promo code WOKE, WOKE. You can get free deals, credits, and a free trial to check out that Deal Machine app. So that's what I was using this weekend to drive for dollars. And I put about, 15, 20 deals in there, something like that, plus another 20 or so deals from the week before. So we got a lot of deals going through there right now. But most of our deals come from bandit signs, ringless voicemail drops, and I think we've gotten about 4 deals off these. About 3 or 4 deals, something like that. Not many, because I don't do too many postcards. I try to just get the house and try to contact the seller and see if they're interested in selling, see if we can help them out. Let's see here. That's what I need in my life. That's right. You need some stress-free living. Don't be going trying to do no bunch of rentals. Look at this creative side. You'll change your whole mentality on real estate. See, most of the ways people do real estate these days, just the typical way, the stuff you see on TV, fix and flip. That's a way to make money. Nothing wrong with it. Buying whole traditional rentals. That's a way to make money. But there's so many other ways you can make money. You got Airbnb. You got creative real estate deals where you can sell or finance a deal, get a check on the front end, checks in the middle while you wait on a passive cash flow, and a check on the back end when they cash you out. So, when you start learning this creative real estate way, you'll say, oh, man, we've been doing it all wrong. That TV stuff is cool. But this isn't really mainstream. This is like this creative stuff that I be doing here, this is something I saw way back in the day. You probably even saw it way back in the day where you probably didn't realize that, man, they come on these infomercials at 2 a.m. and say, yeah, you can buy houses with no money down and you can do this. And like, man, that ain't real. It's very real. I'm a living testament. That stuff's very real. Don't think it ain't real. It's real. So, you can buy a house with little or nothing down. You can buy a house for a deep discount on cash if you want. Fix it up, do whatever you want to it. There's so many things you can do in real estate, but creative is the world I live in. How can I solve the problem? Just give me the problem and I'll give you a couple of solutions to solve that problem versus just coming in and saying, oh, I'm going to beat you up on price and offer you $20,000 on your $120,000 house. That don't always work. Most people can't do that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to be beat up on price all the time. I can pay full price for your house if you take these terms. So I hope that helps you out, Nolans 504 boy. All right, let's see here. What else we got? Claudia, what's up? What's up? How you doing? And Latanya, are you tagging somebody? Thanks for tagging them. And if you can, like I said, share this video out to somebody who cares. I want to learn this real estate. Give it a thumbs up. And let's see if we got a few more questions here before we get up out of here and do some more woke stuff. Created a note out of thin air, like a promissory note or addendum. Yes, that's exactly what it is. A promissory note. You just a promise to pay, which ain't nothing more than what? A piece of paper. Real estate breathes through paperwork. Real estate ain't nothing but paperwork. People kind of get in the way. Even the house can be getting in your way sometimes. It's just paperwork. If you got the paperwork to make the paperwork, you can do any type of deal, creative deals. And so if you need contracts, cool gear, or coaching, any of that, you can get it at wokerealestate.com. Let me see here. Where's my other banner? Oh, it's already up. It was already up. I already had it up right at the top there. Where am I at? Over here. Wokerealestate.com. If you want to get contracts to do any type of deal, whether it's a wholesale deal, a terms deal, a creative finance deal, a seller finance, any type of deal you want to do, there's paperwork on there to do any of that. And that kind of helps you out. Because like I said, it's all just paperwork. Don't let it overexcite you. Let's see, what else we got here. So yes, a promissory note. And that note is basically the same thing that a bank would have. So if you buy a house with a mortgage, that's exactly what a bank would have. They would have a promissory note to say that they own a note, they own some debt. That's all they own. The seller owns the house, the bank owns the note. Same thing if it was a seller finance deal. I would own the house, the seller would be created a note and they would become the bank or just like the bank, which means they can foreclose on me in the event I stop making payments and I get behind or I do something outside of the terms of that note that was created. So they can foreclose on me. So they create a secondary note if they have a loan already. So like that wrap deal I was talking about earlier, if there's a loan in place, they create another one. That's why we call it a wrap. It wraps around the existing financing that's there. And in the event that I don't do right, that seller can foreclose on me before that bank forecloses on them. Because that's a second mortgage, not a first, a second, or a note. It would be a deed of trust and deed of trust states, or it can be a mortgage and mortgage state. So depending on your state, what your state laws is, same thing though, same difference. Good question there, Dwayne. Like that guy. What up, Ron? Should I go to your site to learn or watch more of your videos? So yeah, so if you go to Woke Real Estate, where are we at? Right here. If you go to wokerealestate.com, right on the homepage, there's a box there with over 100 free training videos. It's a full playlist that teaches you all of the basics of real estate. Now, when it comes into this creative stuff, I usually suggest people to watch all the videos and then try to get some coaching to get, the little tweaks, because there's a lot of little moving parts when you're doing creative deals. That's why it's creative, because you have to create a lot of stuff out of nothing. Most people are like, well, I don't know you can do that. There's a lot of stuff you don't know you can do. Just like you can buy a house with a lien on it, with an exception. That's what it's called on the title. You can buy a house with an exception. Like most people think you got to pay off all those liens when you buy a house. Not necessarily true. I bought houses with a lien on it, with the sewer lien, with the first creative deal I did, as a matter of fact, where I made a $21,000 non-refundable on it. I ended up getting that deal. It had a $400 lien on it with the sewer district. I bought that house with an exception. With that lien still in place, you can do that. But that's some creative stuff. That's why I want to say you want to learn the creative ways, because there's so many things you can do that most typical people, real estate agents, going to say, I'm not saying all, most real estate agents going to say, I don't know nothing about that. You can't do that. You got to do it this way. Most real estate investors going to say, no, you can't do that. Most wholesalers still don't know that you can do any of this stuff. So you don't want to be like the most. Be a 1%er. Be one of these people to come in there and make a problem-solving solution to these sellers, because they really need your help. And a lot of the people that I end up helping, most people couldn't help them. An agent couldn't help them. A real estate investor couldn't help them. A wholesaler definitely couldn't help them because there wasn't enough equity. So you know what I mean? You come in with your creative ways and solve the problem for the seller, and money will just fall in your lap. How did that feel? Money just fell in your lap. How would that feel? Have you had to extend the deal after the closing date? From what form do you use? So yeah, all of that stuff comes in the woke real estate wholesale doc pack. It's on my website, wokerealestate.com. It comes right in there. It's just an additional document that extends the date. And in fact, on my original purchase and sales agreement, it automatically extends 90 days to clear title issues. So say something come up, say we get a house under contract, like this deal we were talking about, and for some reason it had title issues, and we got to get some cleaned up, and it went past the date we had under contract for. It's already extended in the original document. As a matter of fact, this happened with one of these title companies I was talking about, where they told me that, oh yeah, you can't, you got to go back and have your seller sign another document because we're past your date. And I'm like, no, I don't. My original contract says that, baby. Paperwork makes that paperwork. So it's so important. It's so important to have the right documents to do these type of deals. So my contract, original purchase and sales agreement, already has a blurb in there, automatically extending it 90 days to extinguish any liens or encumbrances on the property. Already built into the original paperwork. So I didn't have to go back. Hey, Mr. Seller, can you sign this? Hey, I ain't got to ask for nothing. It's all in my original paperwork. So important to have that stuff in your documents. And that's why I see a lot of people using free paperwork off the internet and stuff like that. You can do it, but I would never suggest it. I see people signing contracts that I wouldn't sign Daffy Duck on it, because I'm like, man, it don't have no protection, no out clauses, nothing on it to protect you in a deal. You want to be protected because, like I said, this real estate breeds through paperwork, and so you got to have your paperwork straight. If you don't have your paperwork straight, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Good question there, though. All right, let's see here. Do you have wrap papers on there? And when to use the CYA letter? Yep. So the wrap documents are on there too. It's just everything you need to do. Any type of creative deal is on there. It's on wokerealestate.com. And when to use the CYA letter. You want to use the CYA letter or cover your assets letter anytime you're having a long-term relationship with the original seller. So say like this house I just closed on last week. They might come back and say, you know what? No, I don't think I want to sell my house, or I don't know this or that, or all this or that. That CYA letter discloses on there that the loan is staying in your name, that the loan could possibly be called due, that a couple of other things that protects you in the deal, and they sign off on this to let that seller know when they closed the deal, they signed off on all that paperwork, and it told them that yes, these are the things that's going on in writing. Because I can say what I want with my mouth, but I want to make sure things are in documents. So important to have your documents straight. So that's what I did with that. Good question. Terry, appreciate the direction, Chris. Keep it creative. That's right, Terry. You got to get into creative deals. Working on 2 more creative deals, I think, now, as a matter of fact. But we'll let you know what happens with that. Good to see you, Terry. All right. Bruce Johnson, does most title companies do wraparounds? No. Most title companies do not do anything creative. Most of them are afraid to death to do a subject to deal because they don't know how, or maybe they feel like, oh, somebody might come back on them. But like I said, if they do the right disclosures, just like being a real estate agent, do the proper disclosure to say, I'm disclosing this loan may be called due. The lender may not like this. It's going to be on your credit report as we keep making this payment on your behalf for however long it happens. It's all disclosed in writing. So most people don't want to do those deals because somebody could come back and say, you know what? No, you tricked me into selling my house, but they don't have any recourse on a subject to deal. On a subject to, the seller has no recourse to come back. They own the debt, you own the house, or your trust owns the house, which is another seminar. You want to take title to these properties in a trust. But like I said, all of the paperwork is on wokerealestate.com. Let's see here. Some companies won't touch certain deals. That's right, Bruce. They won't touch it. I did it via renting condos in the South. Okay, cool. Good you did that. So yeah. So that's gonna I think that's gonna do it. We've been on here about an hour now. Any more questions, comments, concerns before we get up out of here and do some more woke stuff? Like I said, next week we'll be on live with Q Quentin Flores next Monday night, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. January 27th, we'll be on with Q. They're doing like 20 plus deals per month down in Texas. In multiple markets, San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, and a couple other places. They're doing actual deals there, and they're going to tell you how he built a team. I think he said he has about 15 or 18 people on his team, something like that. They got a team of people on the phones helping them do these deals, and that's what you want to do once you start getting into the game a little deeper. If you're not a beginner, start building a team to help you with the cold calling, help you with the whatever you need help with, spreadsheets, skip tracing, whatever you need, you want to get that stuff built out and ready. In fact, my site will be up and running here soon, wokeskip.com, where you can do your skip tracing there as low as 15 cents, wokeskip.com coming soon. Let's see what else we got here. Plus, the week after that, we'll be on with Rick Jarman out of, I think he's in Alabama. Real estate old school, been in the game over 25 plus years, probably 30 years. I'm probably shortcutting him here, but he been in the game for quite a while. He's going to tell us how you can last long as a real estate investor, how you can hire and manage contractors, and proven home flipping tips. He's flipped hundreds of properties, and he has over 100 something rentals, and he's been in the game a long time. People like that, they must know something, right? And so that's the next couple of weeks coming up. We got some more streams coming up as well. Tonight's stream was about how I made $10,000 on a deal that walked up to me at a quick trip. And I want to see if y'all have any other questions before we get up out of here and do some more woke stuff. Let me go back here. How do I get out of this thing? Oh, and also, if you haven't already, join the Woke Real Estate Investors group on Facebook, a free Facebook group talking about subject to, talking about lease options, talking about seller financing, talking about land trust, all the stuff you need, all the funky stuff. WokeRealEstate.com is a nice free community you can join into if you want to learn more about this stuff for free and pick the brains of people who are in the game. I always suggest that. So let's see here if we got any other questions, comments, concerns before we get up out of here and do some more woke stuff. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to get that free JV agreement by texting 31996 to get the free JV agreement. Text JV to 31996. Text JV to 31996 for a free JV agreement to work with other people in your market. Let's see here. Which real estate software do you get majority of your homeowner leads? WokeSource.com. It's to get you a free 7-day trial. WokeSource.com. Pull vacant house leads, pull expired listings leads, active leads. You got MLS access nationwide. What else is on there? It's quite a bit of stuff on there. WokeSource.com is what I would use for that. Right here. WokeSource.com. That's the website for that. So, you can get, and it's nationwide. You can pull MLS data. You can pull all the data, who they bought it from. You can actually, I just found out you can actually pull the deed right off the site there. I think it costs $5. Like you really want to get the real deed or to see like who really own it, like pull it, like print it and download it and all that. You can get it right on the site for like $5. So I said, dang. So get a free trial to it at wokesource.com. It's $97 a month after the free trial. You check that out and it'll change everything. You won't be going into these deals like, oh, I wonder how much they owe on it. It typically can tell you right on there. Oh, do they even have a loan on it? Is it free and clear? Do they have liens on it? Are they in bankruptcy? I mean, it tells you so much. Are they going through a divorce? So much data. There are no secrets no more. I'm sorry to be the one to tell everybody. If y'all didn't know, there are no secrets when it comes to real estate no more. Or to anything, really. I can look you up. I can look you up. I can look you up. All of you. Skip trace you and see what you're doing. So that's why I say don't put property in your name. Put it in a trust. So let's see what else we got here. Great question there. Let's see here. What about insurance on your creative deals? Good question, Garrett. Or Terry Garrett Jr. So when you do a insurance, you want to take so say you buy a house subject to, or a house that has some kind of loan on it that you're taking over and you're going to start making that monthly payments on. You want to get insurance. I'll give you a lead on the company I use is NREIG, National Real Estate Investment Group. NREIG, National Real Estate Investment Group. All they do is non-owner occupied policies. You have to let them know that, yeah, this house is bought subject to, so they know the right way to put it when they send it over to the lender. They're not going to notify the lender of anything. So basically, the main things you want to make sure you do when you buy a house on a creative deal with a loan in place is to have that insurance company make the mortgagee be the lender on the insurance document, have an additional insured be the named person, the person that's on the loan. So if it's Joe Smith is the house person, the person you bought the house from, Joe Smith, make sure Joe Smith is on your insurance as an additional insured. You want to keep their name on there to keep everything flowing. You can title it or insure it the way you want to do it, usually in an LLC whatever way you do that. But you take insurance on the property, make sure you have the mortgagee on there as whoever the loan is you bought the house subject to, and you put whoever the original person you bought the house from on as an additional insured. Very important to keep their name on all of the paperwork while that loan is in place. So that's basically answers that. Good question, Terry. Let's see here. I appreciate all the information. You follow me on Twitter. Oh, yeah, you can follow me on all social media outlets at Chris Monroe STL. That's Snapchat, that's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's YouTube. Don't forget the YouTube right there at Chris Monroe STL. Let me see here. There. Is that it? Follow me on all social media. So there you go. Chris Monroe STL. The only one that I had to change was my Periscope because they was hating. Periscope is Chris Monroe Show. I still have my old Periscope page, but I had to do a new page just to do my live streaming because they were hating on me. Hating. Thanks, brother Chris. No problem. No problem. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Like I said, get that free JV agreement. Text the word JV to 31996, and you'll get that. Let's see here. I think we got all this done. Let me see. Questionnaire. Yep. Okay. We answered all of that. Let me make sure here. All right. What's the name of that insurance company again? National Real Estate Investment Group, NREIG. National Real Estate Investment Group is the company I use. They need to give me a referral fee. Wait a minute. And put them on a link too. Time out. So yeah, that's the company that I use, National Real Estate Investment Group. And all they do, like I said, is non-owner occupied policies nationwide. They don't care how you take title. They don't care about none of that stuff. All they care about is that policy. Get that policy in. So there it is. Other than that, I appreciate everybody that came in. Don't forget, we'll be on each and every Monday night coming up the next couple of weeks, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. And if you like this video, you're watching on a replay, leave a smart comment down in the comments. Let me know you came in late. Let me know you missed the whole stream. You just watched the replay. Let me know what you want to know more about. Let me know, just let me know. Give me feedback. I want to make sure I'm providing good value to the people here and, doing some good stuff. Other than that, I think we're going to wrap this thing up. I appreciate you all. So do what you do. Be who you be, and I'll see you before you see me. Peace out, family.
And we have. And we have. And we have. Mr. I Stay. Whoa, 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 and Mr. I Stay.